Hi.
No.
We're the Girardi Sisters. Some of us. No, we really are all Girardi Sisters. We welcome you to My Sister Can't Cook. We're not sure which sister that would be, but
the one in the middle.
Usually she has on red.
Just because you made one amazing dish so far
I made several.
doesn't classify you as
fabulous.
being able to cook.
Yes.
Well,
Just clarify that.
Amazing dish.
It's not made by an amazing dish. Oh, sorry, Rika. Just kidding.
So fabulous. My husband and I used to live in Florida, and we lived about 4 hours from New Orleans, and we would go to New Orleans as often as we could, and our parents would come, and we'd go to the jazz fest. Well, anyway, one of the times
They never took us when we went to see her. No, we got to go to the beach.
Yeah. There was this restaurant there. It was called the Cafe Royale, and they had 2 amazing things. They had an amazing artichoke oyster stew, which we're going to make today. And then the other amazing thing was a white chocolate bread pudding, but we're not going to make that today. We're going to save that for another time.
Sure, there's the torment. Yeah, me too. Let's
So anyway, I went just to the local grocery, and I bought some fresh oysters, just like this. In another show, we were talking about checking your fish and everything, and the oysters, they come in this container. Even when we lived in Florida, they always came in a container like this if they weren't.
So do you want to open that container outside?
No.
Or do you want to open it in your house?
But the other container was bubbled up, and so we couldn't buy that container because it was bad. So always make sure when you buy seafood that you always check to make sure that it's safe. We don't want anybody to get sick.
Okay, and not to be the naysayer on this cooking show, if you don't want to have a soup with slimy things, is there anything you can substitute out
Not
for oysters?
in this particular soup because the oysters are really what give it the flavor. I mean, you could do chicken and artichoke soup, but it's really about the salt.
So is it kind of like menudo? You're just looking for a flavor, but you don't really have to eat the tripe. So
you just push it aside.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
They're not
but the oysters cooked. They're not going to be raw. They're going to be cooked, and when they're cooked, they're not slimy.
Okay, Grandma. So ask her that Sunday.
So we just have a couple cans of artichokes. Make sure that when you get the artichokes that they're not the marinated artichokes. We just want artichokes that are in water because I even had to
And
look
get
to make sure.
the artichoke hearts.
Yes,
because
artichoke hearts.
Why would you get a heart, Cheryl? Come on.
Oh, she wouldn't know. Anyway,
have to have a heart to know.
I don't have one of those. Why start now?
Okay, so Savannah, we're gonna.
Wait, you didn't answer the question then.
What?
The artichoke heart is the most tender. It's the best part of the artichoke. And if you get it in the can, because I know everything, you don't have to clip off the little pointy parts of the artichoke and put them in your water and boil them and wonder if they're ever cooked.
We're not doing that show today.
Yes.
Today we're doing
Cheater way.
artichokes out of a can.
Easy way.
Okay.
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 Oh, ready.
Ready, break. Okay.
Savannah is going to start, and she's going to make a roux. And basically, all a roux is
It's a little dance. No, just kidding. Go ahead, Rika.
It's butter and it's flour, and that's going to be the base of this soup. And what she's going to do is she's going to melt her butter.
But I have to figure out on Rika's stove which is the back. There we go.
And she's going to...
All this butter? How much butter is this?
It's a half a pound of butter. This is not
This is a diet dish. Full of calories.
Today is not diet day because
Put your elastic pants on because you're gonna feel it.
Exactly. And the thing with roux is that if you have a lot of time to cook roux, the darker the roux,
the better it is.
The better it is. If you're in a hurry, whatever. But the darker the roux, the better. So Cheryl's gonna take the artichokes. She's gonna drain them, and then she's just gonna. These aren't cut.
Okay.
So she's gonna go ahead and just cut these in half.
All right.
That's all you're gonna
Not
do.
anything major.
Nothing major. And repeat again, don't get the artichokes that are marinated because they have that oil.
So Rika, no marination, no vinegar in your artichokes.
No.
And we don't need to save the juice off of this for
not of
anything?
those.
Doesn't enhance your soup or anything?
No, not with those. I'm going to take a little bit of fresh parsley. I don't really particularly like fresh parsley, but in this recipe it goes very well.
nicely, Cheryl.
I did. Alakazam, you go get your station. You're in my area.
I'm supervising. I'm the oldest. I should be allowed to boss
Don't
around.
go burn the butter.
Here's a bowl.
She just said to have a dart.
And that's just it? Just
Yeah, I mean, because what's going to happen is they're
As
going
they
to cook
cook,
and they're
they're
going to
gonna-
break up, and you
Okay.
don't want them just to be little.
pieces
Yeah.
where you're trying to fish to try to
Right.
find it.
And this is probably all the oh, that's the oven. Because also we're going to make cheesecake today. If we have time, we're going to make a really
Fun
good.
oyster artichoke cheesecake.
No, it's not artichoke cheesecake. It's orange honey cheesecake. I used to work at this place is called Panama Java. And
Here we go. And she worked and walked uphill to school both ways in the snow.
tell my story. There was this
And they have the best 99-cent stores in Panama City Beach.
and Waffle Houses.
Yeah.
Kind of like Mexican food / dollar stores in Pinetop, Arizona. Anyway, another store.
Okay.
Anyway, this lady was from England. Her name was Elizabeth, and she used to bake at the coffee shop. She would come in and she would bake, and she gave me this recipe. It's called a Greek mallow pie cheesecake, and it's absolutely fabulous. But the best thing about this cheesecake recipe is that when you start with a cheesecake, a really great cheesecake recipe, you can take and you can add whatever.
As long as you have some good core base ingredients.
Right, and this cheesecake is perfect. It'll work for you every time, and it's very simple, real easy to do. It doesn't have a lot of ingredients.
I don't remember ever going to that coffee shop when we were there.
It's because she's making stuff up again.
At Panama Java, you guys didn't go there?
No, we didn't go
Mom's
there.
out in the audience going, I went. Of course, you went to New Orleans too.
Okay, so how's your room?
Savannah, we did go to New Orleans as well.
I know one time, but
okay.
not every year while they
And your
lived there.
children whined the whole time because they had to walk everywhere.
No,
Except
no.
Alex.
They were what? So, how old were they?
6,
Herschel,
5.
cut this up a little
Okay.
bit.
Rika, I need your.
Okay, so what do you have going on?
The butter is melted.
Okay, well you need to add
This knife.
Where's your?
I don't know.
I don't like this knife. It's not
Just
very
tell me.
good.
I can measure. You know.
You need a whisk too, to whisk it in.
How much am I doing?
A half a cup.
Oh, is that it? This is it.
That's it. You're gonna do that. And
I'm sure she's gonna yell at me.
And turn your heat down.
So,
because,
Rika, you don't add the flour to the butter until the butter's completely melted.
right, you want the butter completely melted.
And surely she's not using anything but a wooden spoon or a rubber spatula. all that
No,
can.
she's using my whisk, but
Okay.
that's fine.
Oh, right.
And she's gonna cook this. And what happens sometimes when you have a roux is that it the flour soaks up the butter, and so it gets I don't know, kind of, I want to say sticky.
Okay.
You kind of feel like you're making a paste, but that's okay because it'll all dissolve. You want the flour to cook because if you don't cook the flour, then you'll taste it in the soup, and you don't want to do that.
And let me interrupt and make sure when you're whisking and getting all this flour broken down so there's no clumps, you should feel your arm moving and your butt shaking to know you're doing a good whisk job.
okay.
Just the aerobic
So
side.
you're going to get your aerobic activity prior
Exactly,
to your eating.
doing-
So you won't feel as guilt-ridden for
Right.
eating such a heavily calorie-laden.
Yeah, because this is definitely
soup.
less calories.
Hey Rika, I heard you going on and on about having it brown. How brown is it supposed to be? Because this is
That's not, well, you could go darker.
okay. Just fine.
The darker you can go, the better you can go.
Okay, is that enough? Or, because
Yeah,
this knife
'cause that's
does
just
not,
kinda- to flavor. What do you have? You have that ready?
have the artichokes ready.
So she's gonna go ahead and add the water, and this also has heavy cream in it. So she's gonna add a half a quart of heavy cream and a quart and a half of water to this. So I'm gonna let her do that, and then we'll start on the cheesecake. And if you want to get the cream cheese and everything ready for that, because we're gonna mix it in the bowl.
Okay.
Hey, my arm's gonna be as big as great grandma's over here.
So we'll just set all this aside, and then that way she can add
Right,
it
that way
as
we
we
can-
progress,
Because we want this to cook.
and we can move on to the cheesecake while
Right.
What are you adding?
the soup continues to cook.
Okay, Hesha. What are you adding, Rika?
I'm gonna add a half a quart of
Heavy whipping.
heavy whipping cream. And I'm gonna want that to cook a little bit more.
Should I quit stirring or
yeah,
just
maybe
keep
just
stirring?
kind of let it cook.
The roux, you're letting
Yeah.
cook more because it's just not quite there.
Ooh,
It's not
say it
there
like
yet.
you're French.
Roux. Cook roux. Cook roux. Okay, Cheryl, here's your cream cheese.
Okay.
And what you're gonna do is you're going to put it in the mixer. You're gonna put the whole thing in there. This is 2 pounds of cream cheese. But this cream cheese recipe doesn't use any butter, so you're saving calories that way. So
Yeah.
it's all cream chease.
Trick yourself into thinking that.
Don't try to use the non-fat. I mean, if you really need it,
Don't make it.
Yeah. Just don't do it. Just say no. Say no. Say no.
Okay.
All right.
So the cream cheese goes into
goes
the
in there,
blender.
and then you're gonna put 2/3 cup of honey
Okay.
and a half a cup of sugar.
Okay.
Okay.
Is that cream cheese already measured out?
Yeah, this is 2 pounds.
And I can.
And the deal with the cream cheese is you want to leave it out so it's room temperature, and also your eggs. You want your eggs left out. It's down. It's all the way down
But how does it lift up?
on the side. But this one doesn't lift up.
Oh, the back end doesn't lift
No,
up?
it doesn't lift
Paprika!
up. All right.
Am I brown or more? Just tell me. Oh, you splattered on me.
Oh.
Gosh, I was clean.
Okay, so in goes the. Do you have a? Well, I'll just use this knife to kind of cut it up a little,
Right.
so it's easier to put in.
So you don't get it everywhere.
And how long? Oh, that slide's really easy. So how long did you have it out? Any idea?
Probably
Since
about
yesterday. Just kidding.
probably a couple hours because it is so much. It's going to take a while for it to cool to get to room temperature.
I'm making a mess.
I'm smelling something. What is it?
It's just the roux. Yeah.
Is it a good smell?
Yeah, no, it does. It smells like cookies.
Yeah, caramel is what it reminds me of.
Here, Rika, you told me how much of the honey?
2/3 cup.
Oh, sugar.
No, not sugar, honey. Is that a half a cup?
You're singing.
Half a cup.
Oh. Well, it's almost that whole bottle is 2/3 cup.
It is?
Yeah.
Are you lying?
No.
Why don't you take the lid off and heat
Yeah.
it, and then it'll just pour right out.
No, because
No, don't heat it.
Because then it gets watery and the consistency.
Now we know why Sylviana doesn't bake.
Yeah.
Not a
She
baker.
just wants to put everything in the microwave. I know you can
Or
have
on
your.
high.
Yeah, exactly. Half a cup of sugar, and you're gonna put that in there, and you're gonna let it be
Whipped?
Yeah.
Okay. And don't put it on high.
Yeah, because then you'll have cream cheese
Wait,
everywhere.
I want to see this go all over Cheryl.
Ow. And then you're gonna add 4 eggs, and you're gonna add them one at a time.
Do I need to let that whip
Yeah.
smoother before we
Yeah,
add
let
it?
that kind of smooth itself out.
Oh!
No, here, just put it there.
So good.
And make sure your eggs are at room temperature too, because you don't want.
Make sure Klutz isn't handling them.
Yeah.
That would be Rika.
Always when you bake, you always want to make sure that your eggs are at room temperature. It just works better. I'm sure there's some scientific theory about it.
But we won't get into
Yeah,
it.
we're not going to get into that today because we don't have enough time for that.
And I'd like,
That was neat at science.
I like to point, yeah, Cheryl didn't fail science. Hi, Mrs. Miller. That was her English class. Anyway, I hope that you have noticed that every single time we've cooked something, Rika, the baker, has managed to spill
Do
something.
you have a bowl so I can crack these
Yes.
in the bowl?
No, she just likes to drop them on the countertop and then scoop them up with her hand. and put
Do you
them
want to give me that bowl, or are you just going to stand there and look pretty?
Gonna stand there and look pretty. Okay, Sib, so how's your stuff going over there?
Okay, in case anybody's wondering, the broth for the
I saved
stew.
this job especially for you.
Aw, Rika.
And what you're gonna do is I'm gonna drain the oysters.
Can you do it outside?
Are you going to
No.
keep the juice?
Yeah, I'm gonna keep the juice.
Why?
Because then you add it to the soup and it makes
Oh, you guys are just gross.
enhances it that much more.
Mmm.
So did you say yes, whip this till this is smooth before I add the eggs? Or
Yes, she did.
Just add
One egg
eggs
at a time.
1 egg at a time.
You know, do they listen?
Okay.
I don't
They
even.
just are so fabulous. Okay.
I've eaten oysters once. Cheryl put it on a cracker with Tabasco and about this much horseradish and said,
good.
do it in one bite.
You don't really chew it either.
Yeah, you just kind of swallow it up. Here, I'm gonna pour this juice in here, but then you're gonna cut these for me.
That's just wrong, Rika.
No.
Oh, you don't have a chopping block. I can't do it.
Get that white
It's
one
dirty.
right
I can't
there.
wash it.
It's all right.
Oh, but look, we can.
What am I going to cut it with? Oh, we don't have a knife.
I do. I have a knife. Harry, you can use.
And look, there's no plastic gloves for you to put on. Did you?
There's a pretty little knife for you. Just cut him in
How
half.
that's little? Is it going to cut it or are they going to slime
Like-
everywhere?
Oh, these
Oh
are
my
big.
gosh. Look. Oh my gosh.
Cut it in fours.
It's a lot.
Oh, this is.
These oysters
Ew,
aren't
look how
from
easy
the
they
South.
are.
They're from Washington.
And different oysters up there.
Oh, stop it.
Don't do this,
They're
you guys.
really good.
Substitute
Don't
something
listen
out.
to her. They're really, really good.
Will we find a pearl in the oyster?
Aw, there you go. Yeah, are you done? How are you doing?
I got
She's
sidetracked
fantasizing about cutting the oysters.
from her crying and whining about the
Okay, so
oysters.
what do you have in there?
So I have the honey.
Now, how many are in there?
The cream cheese.
Is this how big an oyster is?
Well, these are just
eggs.
rather large ones.
we never had big oysters like this in
No.
Florida.
Not that I recall.
Okay, Cheryl, you need to do 2 teaspoons of grated lemon peel.
Grandma, if they would have run this past you, there's no way we would be doing this show right now because this is just gross.
2 teaspoons of grated lemon peel.
Or lemon zest.
Zest.
Sorry, you know what I mean.
And the lemon is
Or,
hot.
I'm sorry, orange.
Okay. And
Orange
how much
lemon.
vanilla that you handed me.
A teaspoon of vanilla.
Okay.
And I'm going to take the oysters and the artichokes and put them in the sieve.
So did you put the artichokes and those slimy things in?
Yes, I put the artichokes and those slimy
Those are known
things
as
in.
oysters. And when I'm doing the zest on the orange, I'm trying to not get any of the white pith because that's what's bitter. So I've made several.
And Cheryl knows all about bitter, guys, so just trust her on this.
I've made several.
About the bitter part?
Yes.
Oh.
What am I trying to say? Anyway.
She's made several different approaches to her orange.
Yes.
So as not to dig a big hole into the
And
bitter
you
part.
said about how much, Rika? I'm
2 teaspoons.
I'm guesstimating because I'm not measuring. I'm just going for it.
I thought science and baking were hand in hand, and you had to measure
Savannah, why don't
everything.
you get the
Away from me. How about that?
the foil out, which is in the drawer right there by you?
Isn't there any medicine we can give her so she stops?
Some of this foil and take it and wrap it around your Oh, just kidding, Mom.
Okay, and Rika, you told me how much on the vanilla?
A teaspoon. Okay.
She does not listen to you.
I know she doesn't. She's so busy. Blah 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 blah. Okay, we need to make the crust.
Do you want me to put this in the pan? Is that what I'm doing?
Yeah, but we can. Yeah.
Rika, what's with this vanilla paste?
It's what it is. It's a very
Long story.
One time when I cooked at blah blah, I was a pastry chef.
It's really good. It's vanilla paste. You have to go get it at a specialty shop somewhere in Maine, Scottsdale, or even online. You can get it. I haven't been able to find it up here, but it's
And I
very
use
good.
it so much they're gonna name it after me.
And it's really good because it's sweet too.
Okay, so I added the vanilla.
Let that all mix
orange
up.
zest, and
The
we're
vanilla
just mixing
paste.
that up now.
Yeah, and then Savannah, you need to also. Have you guys
Oh,
used
I just pulled mine out because my mics are ready. But let's tell the story again about Rika. She, for Christmas, made us our own homemade vanilla.
Yeah.
And now it's ready to use.
So it's ready. So I'll have to remember it next time
How
we
much?
can use
What's
it.
the alcohol content?
Let's try. No, I'm just kidding.
It's all alcohol.
Okay.
You just take a really good. What it is you get really good vanilla beans, and then you take a really good alcohol because that's what.
Of course, you have to take out a mortgage on your home in order to afford the vanilla beans.
Anyway, and so we let it sit since Christmas, and so it's been sitting for 5
cool,
months
dark
in a
place.
cool, dark place, and so we've made our
Cheryl's
own
heart.
vanilla.
I guess it has been 5 months. I was just checking.
All right, so we need to make this.
Do you want me to foil line it? Is that what I'm
Yes,
here?
oil line it.
Cheryl, can you get it a little closer to your mixer?
Well, I think I'm done, right?
Yeah, I think it's
Well, you
taste
have a
it.
few
Why don't you
lumps.
taste it?
Will you have a few lumps in it?
Rika.
Or should all the lumps be out?
Are there lumps in it,
I mean,
Cheryl?
they're not big lumps, but
Are there little lumps?
Do I just line the whole thing so it's over, or
Okay,
just the bottom, or what?
What you're gonna do is
I
we're
think they're
doing
quite bigger.
Shh, she's telling me something. Mom, she put her finger in there.
something called the Bain Marie, which is basically a water bath because we're going to cook the cheesecake and then inside of another container that has water in it, so that
Just to make it as difficult as you can, because you know you aren't going to already have one of these at home. You're going to have to go buy 2 things now. Oh, sorry.
Doesn't it? And the reason for that is just so it cooks evenly through the whole entire.
Right. Okay. Why don't you melt some butter? Because we're gonna need some butter to put. Actually,
Can you not approach me with sharp objects?
This looks like a reindeer.
Let's try it on you.
What is this?
That
Is it a zester?
is that it makes little curls. See if you can make a little
let's
curl on
see.
the strawberry or the
You guys are having a hard time with your
Orange.
Okay, so I've made this pretty thing and I'm just gonna wrap the foil up around it.
Cheryl, don't take any more.
You're supposed to be on.
Look at Cheryl. Oh, that's
Doing it
pretty.
the other way. I think it goes the other way. I don't know.
She must have got that tool at the same place she got the vanilla paste.
I did.
How much butter do you want me to melt?
Just a little bit.
And you needed this gadget because.
Well, I just thought it would be fun to have.
Oh, well, look. Look at that. We could make candied orange peel. Because it's
See,
like
yes.
perfect.
See, and then we can
And
put
it
on.
doesn't dig into the pith of the orange.
Did you?
I'm just putting more around
Did you
this.
see this messy refrigerator that we
fabulous.
have?
Don't show my refrigerator.
Where's the butter?
That's all there is in that refrigerator.
It's all about the butter.
Where's the
Do a lot of
butter?
baking.
Oh, right here.
Okay,
Okay, so what are we doing?
I get to melt butter.
the soup is cooking. Savannah's.
Do you put anything on there? It's
No,
all
it's,
white.
it'll cook. It's supposed to be. It'll cook.
This
Gotta
is
cook.
butter and not cheese, right?
Yeah.
So are you wanting this now or not?
So Rika, this much butter is
No,
good?
she's got
A
a
couple,
melt
3
butter.
tablespoons?
Oh.
Yeah.
So we're putting butter on
Yes.
the bottom of the pan?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Sister, so you had me put the butter on the sides and the bottom.
Right, and then you're gonna take about 3, 4, 5 tablespoons and put it at the bottom of there.
What is it? 3, 4, 5?
It doesn't matter.
What's
just
this that you're sprinkling?
it's
Stuff.
graham cracker crumbs, and don't spend them. You know they make graham cracker crumbs in a box, and they charge you $2.50 or whatever it is. Just buy the box of graham crackers and put it in your food processor and do it on. No touching.
Do you get the sides too?
Did you put butter on the sides?
Why is this wrapped up in foil?
Because I'm gonna put it in the water
And not
in the
'cause it's
gonna be
bain-marie.
your Christmas present.
Yeah, and then
kind
just
of blocks the water from coming into
I'm doing
yeah.
the cheesecake? Okay.
What?
Okay.
Wait, how many?
3, 4, 5,
crumbs?
6.
3, 4, 5,
How many?
6.
Yeah,
about a half a cup. to
How many
about
of the sugar,
3/4
though?
of a
That's
cup.
probably for
That's
real?
fine. 2, no more than 2.
And
And
what
I'm
are you using?
This is raw sugar, and it just kind of gives a different flavor. Also, if you have, I mean, you can do anything with your crust, and you can make your crust as thick as you want it to be.
I feel like I'm panning for gold. Oh, sorry. Cheryl touched you. You didn't yell at her.
Don't touch.
Get
Okay,
your
put
cream
the
cheese, for God's
in there.
sakes.
And we're cooking the cheesecake. This is, you've probably never heard of it this way, but what we're doing is we're going to put it in a water bath, a bain-marie, and we're going to put it in the oven for 15 minutes at 500 degrees.
Maybe if Cheryl doesn't get her
And
butt
what it
kicked by
does
that
is
paddle.
it seals it in, it kind of puffs it up a little bit, and then we're gonna cook it for an hour at 200 degrees. And it just makes a really dense, really creamy cheesecake. I know that's kind of a long time to cook, but it just works so well.
Come on.
Come on,
slough it
Hera.
out.
Put it in there. Oh, look, you can see the little vanilla flecks.
Specks of the vanilla.
Vanilla specks. Oh, I'm gonna put this parsley in the soup.
Okay.
Parsley. I'm just gonna.
Can I lick the beaters?
No, it has
No,
to
not
wait.
yet.
I know. I'll just move it.
Okay, are you ready?
Oh, okay.
Okay, so this is a bain-marie as a water bath. So we're gonna put it in the water bath. Here.
Today, here. Cooking shows just.
And then because this is a cooking show, then Cheryl's gonna go in the refrigerator and she's going to, I already made one this morning,
by the miracle of television.
and she's gonna pull out
Now we have 2
the one that I made.
pull it out. Here.
Cheryl, go in the refrigerator and pull out the one that I made this morning. I have too much water in my thing, so.
Okay. So
That
now you
looks
take
good.
the foil off.
Well, just remember the crust is on the foil, so it's kind of gonna be a little tricky to take off.
Okay.
The crust is on the floor.
Crust is on the foil. The crust is on the foil.
I don't think it's a song.
Okay.
The crust is on the foil.
I have a scary admission too. That oyster soup smells really good.
Okay, so
See, I told you.
Hurry up, Cheryl. We're running out of time. Get it open.
try.
Rika.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay, I
get
guess
it?
I should have taken the knife to kind of. Do we have a pretty
Oh,
knife
well,
that we
let's-
can put
yeah.
it on?
No, that foil looks nice and white trash. Put it up there.
Wait.
oh, wait, is that a?
Shut the cabinet. Mom's gonna freak out if she sees that.
Oh, that's what you mean.
No, here, just here. We'll just cut a piece. And then you can also put whatever you want on this.
I don't want foil on my piece. Thank you.
Let's, oh my goodness.
Oh, how embarrassing on national television.
Oh well.
Here, I know a way to fix that.
It's so creamy and it's kind of a soft cheesecake. It's not a real hard, dense cheesecake.
I'm just butchering it even more.
Oh well.
Okay.
Here.
Again, the name of the cooking show.
Oh wait, we didn't get.
My sister can't cook, and we'll let you determine which one that might be. We have Rika's homemade orange vanilla cheesecake and her fabulous, although I haven't tasted it and probably am not going
It's
to.
really good.
Yeah, whatever. Artichoke oyster stew. Thanks for being with us. You guys have a great week. Come back and see us. Bye-bye.